And we were talking about being live in the women's Vision to Profit. I call it the FOFO meeting, the Focus Forward Tuesday meeting today, how a lot of the women really don't like to go live or haven't gone live yet. And I love it. I like thrive on live. But in the beginning, when you're starting out, the technical difficulties are a pain in the neck, and they're a reminder that like we're all human and just doing the best we can. So I advise anybody to just hit that button and go live. So with that, Sheris, take over. Tell us about your copywriting goodness.
Yes. Oh, thank you again so much, Tracy, for having me here. It's been so exciting. So when I often tell people that I'm a copywriter, their first instinct is, what the heck is that? I've never heard of that before. And honestly, when I stumbled upon it, I didn't know what it was either. And so essentially what I describe to people, what that role is I am a digital marketer who specializes in copywriting. So what I do is I focus on the message that is being shared. I focus on like the literal words that you are writing on your website, posting on social media, writing in your emails, anywhere else where words show up, like literally like the title and subtitle of like an ebook, or even all of the information that you put in your ebook, anything that you would put on like a flyer or anything like that, that is all copywriting. And so what I do is I specialize in that message, and I write specifically in a way that engages and compels readers to take an action, because of course that's all about what business is. You know, it's making those connections, it's finding your perfect target audience, and then it's really getting them to work with you, whether it's to buy your product, to buy your service, to like, follow, share, subscribe, whatever the action is that you want them to take. I specialize in the words that get them to do it.
Wonderful. So I met Sheris. We're in a group together, a women's group on Facebook, and I told her that my pain point, so what she says is her tagline, I love that again, connect to your target audience with copy that links their problem to your solution. So my problem is I've been writing for years. I've been writing, blogging and writing since probably 2009. And I can write. I mean, I've had people say, you're an awesome writer. Writing to me is like poking needles in my eyes. I'm dyslexic. I did not pass English in high school. And so I love video. I love podcast interviews. I love interviewing. Writing gets me. And so Sheris and I talked about her writing for my podcast, writing show notes for the podcast. Currently, my podcast sits on a platform called Podbean, and there's show notes underneath it, and that's it. And then sometimes it pops up on YouTube, but that's it.
Right.
So when Sheris and I had a conversation, she said, what if we were to take and create show notes? Well, why don't you just share about the words and I was just like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
So what did you say to me when I came to you about my podcast and the show notes and what to do with it?
Yes. Okay. Well, first of all, we'll see if I can remember it specifically. But while this is on the top of my mind, I actually just put out a post on Instagram all about podcasts. And it was 5 simple tips that you can use to build your traffic on podcasts. So if that's something that you're working on, if that's something that's at least in the future, feel free to go check that out as well. My Instagram tag is my first and last name, all lowercase. So that's, okay. If you want to type it in the comments for me, since I'm a little out of reach, but it's just at lowercase CHERYSAUSTIN. Just did that post on podcast. But yeah, so I personally had never heard of Podbean before, but you do show up everywhere. You show up on any place that you can listen to podcasts. That's like Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, whatever the heck else is out there, Google Music. That's a thing, right? Maybe. But but essentially you do show up everywhere. So even though your words are only on Podbean, they're being seen everywhere. And that means they are a tool for you to get people to go from your show notes to taking that next step, which is going to your website or listening to the next podcast or listening to this one that you missed last time or something like that. And so we had talked about using a dual strategy for podcasts, which would be a summary versus script notes. And what the summary does is it's exactly what summaries are. It's just a general summary of what it is that you talked about in the podcast, hitting like your three like biggest, like whether it's like shocking points or anything of like really true intrinsic value. We highlight those three and be like, look out for those in this. And then to read more, read the show notes here. And then we'll have a link. And then we're going to actually send just show notes to your website. So then that way, if they want to read anything more about the podcast that you're sharing, they're going to go straight to your website to read more. And then suddenly the entire world of Alaska Tracy is at their fingertips. And so that's the direction.
See, that's just beautiful. And then we talked about a lead page, which is essentially a lead magnet, a lead page, a funnel system, whatever you want to call it, a way to give them something for listening so that I get their email. I give, you give.
Yep.
Right?
Yes. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. We could talk for so long about this train that is marketing, but a real simple synopsis is like business starts off with people never hearing about you at all, right? They have no idea who you are until something appears that makes them realize, oh, this is a company, or oh, this is a brand, or oh, this is a person I've never met before. What are they up to, kind of thing. Very often that can show up in like Facebook ads. Like if you ever, or even Instagram ads or any sort of ads are a very eye-popping place. But in something else would be like a podcast. Or even like a social media post that maybe gets popular enough to where it's in like the public section and people like catch it and look at you there. It's like you appear to them. Then the next step is getting them to engage with your business, whether that's following you on social media, getting on your email list, anything that they can do to learn more about you. And then in order to get them from that sort of engagement stage to really progressing down the line of buying from you, that's where a lead magnet is going to come into play. Most people often call it a freebie or something like that, but it's something that you can give that holds intrinsic value about your business. It's something that your customers or your clients want, and then they get enough from you that they want to learn more. And so you give them that lead magnet, they get on your email list, then you use your emails to slowly trickle them into absolutely falling in love with you, clamoring over your business until they have no choice but to go to your website and buy what it is that you're selling. And then from those emails, you can that would be like the sales funnel direction. But then you can also use your emails to just continuing engaging, whether it's like newsletter updates or fun like tips and tricks. Like here we are on Tips and Tricks Tuesday, you know, like those kind of things are really great engagement tools. And then your website is all about sharing the details of who you are, the details of your product, and getting them to buy it. But essentially that's the shorter first little part of customers.
So would it be safe to say that this video that we're doing right now, I could download it, I could upload it on my YouTube channel, and then I could send out a newsletter sharing, right?
Yeah, literally sharing this video on it. Like, hey, just in case you missed it, we talked with this copywriter. She shared a bunch of killer information that's exploding my business, like taking me to all the next steps. Flattering myself. Right. I hope you get there. We want to do that. That's the goal. But of course, that being said, yeah, you would post it on there, share about that, and then they would come to find you on YouTube. There again, like if they were already on your email and then they go to find you on YouTube, it's just all about connecting with you in as many ways as possible.
Wonderful. So if you are getting this and you're on my newsletter list, that's what I did. And I'm going to send it out either today or tomorrow. And you can enter wherever you're listening to this, my YouTube station, within this community, on my newsletter. You can enter to win. Sharis, what are you going to give away? I'm going to give away a journal.
Yes.
And what are you going to give
best
away?
journal? Honestly, I'm going to sign up for that journal. But
Thank you.
oh yeah, I absolutely am. No, so what I'm going to give away is we're going to have a 48-hour window, since for people who weren't able to catch this live. And within this 48 hours, you will get to sign up to win. 3 people will get to win this. And what it is an essentially I'm stumbling over my words. I apologize. Essentially, it is a full business copywriting critique from me. I call it a SWOT analysis. So I'm going to look over everything. I know today we were going to talk about like social media, emails, and your website. What I would do is, if you are that winner, I am going to fully analyze all 3 of those areas for you. And we're going to look for strengths. We're going to look at some of your weaknesses. We're going to look at the opportunities that are arising from where you're at, as well as potential threats. And mostly threats within business are going to be your competitors. So I'm just going to take the time to look at what your competitors are doing, compare that to what you're doing. And so that together, SWOT, makes SWOT. And that will be for 3 winners. 3 winners, look at that if you sign up.
So enter to win, just type in SWOT, or if you're watching on YouTube or my email list, you can email me, alaskatracy@alaskatracy.com, the letters SWOT, and we will pick 3 winners we'll pick 4 winners in the next 48 hours randomly, and 1 will get this journal, and 3 will get a full business copywriting critique from Sharis. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah.
Sharis, what's your advice on social media? How often do you think people should be posting on social media?
Let's dive in to the crazy, crazy world that is social media. When it comes to posting, I hate to say this, but the more you post, the better. Now, I know what you're immediately going to feel from that is that's just spamming. You know, I don't want to show up too much for people. I don't want to put myself out there too often to where like I'm annoying them or anything like that. But visibility is key. Visibility is the key to growing your business. And quite frankly, it's something that I'm still working on. Like in my business, I have to take a full weekend because I am hitting like 10 to even 12-hour work days that if I don't have a weekend, I will burn out by next Tuesday. So that's what I do to kind of cope, but I'm still doing my best to post every single day. And the key is, if you don't feel comfortable posting every single day, then you want to post as often as your audience wants to see you, because it's all about them. Even though your posts are all about you, the result and the reason for being out there on social media is for your followers. It is for your potential clients, your potential customers. It's all about showing up for them in the ways that they want to see you and sharing the information that they would be interested in.
What's your take on posting on your profile versus your business page?
Ooh, that actually can go hand in hand, because what essentially is going to happen, so let's talk about the Facebook world specifically, especially since we're here on Facebook. Facebook world specifically, you're going to notice lots of people will like browse and get on different groups and stuff via their business page, but then they also might have their personal page like tagged to it, or there might be some kind of connection where you can get to one or the other. And essentially what your business page acts as is another wheelhouse of customer opportunity, right? So that's where you want to be posting all of the things that gravitate business and that get them excited about your business. And then they're gonna move from your business page to your personal page, because we are humans, we are curious, we like to stalk people. It's just gonna happen. And so when they get to your personal page, some things that they can see there are, A, you are indeed human and you are indeed a real person. That's very, very comforting. Like, no matter the size of business that you are, you want to know that there are people behind it. And so that's the first thing they'll see in your personal. But another thing that you can also do in your personal is show more social proof in your personal posts. So that could mean every once in a while sharing a testimonial from a client or a customer that you got, that shared, that was really excited about something you did. And it's just another way to kind of push your pedestal up a little bit higher, really grow your authority. And so that people go to your business to get excited about you, and then they go to your personal page to confirm that you're human and confirm that you are indeed awesome.
And keeping in mind that Facebook, they used to, I haven't heard this in a while, but you really have to be careful with posting a lot of offers, and because they can get rid of your account if you do that on your personal.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So you really want to be,
Yeah. And that, like, when we get to emails, that's what I'm going to talk about, because you don't own anything on Facebook, on Instagram, or anything. Like, even though it's your post, it's your criteria, it's your words, they own it, and they can literally shut you down at any time. So you have to play the game. You have to play the game for sure.
Right. And it's interesting. Facebook is really upping their monitoring stuff, because yesterday I was posting in this group, Tools and Tips Tuesday, and it would not let me post. I had to delete it twice. It posted as that I was selling a tool.
Oh, weird.
So it posted as a sales thing, and then it popped up asking me how much it was. It posted like I was selling, so I had to remove tools and I'm like, oh my God, what is Facebook is just.
I know, right? That trigger word. They're immediately gonna thing, and they're like, oh no, you can't sell on Facebook because you have to sell through Facebook ads if you're gonna sell something.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yes, Facebook Marketplace or whatever. So Marion asks, is it appropriate to create posts in bulk and have them published at certain times?
Oh, heck yes, Marion. Heck yes. That's something that I'm working on, that I'm practicing right now, is doing them in bulk, because it's all about your time. And honestly, like, we could do an entire other Zoom on, like, contracting out, on, like, when to sell out different parts of your business, get other people to do stuff for you. We won't dive into that, but essentially it's all about your time and saving as much time as possible. And so that's what I try to do. Every week I will plan out a sort of rotation of the kind of posts that I'm going to post, and then I will find all the criteria that I'm going to write about. And since I am a writer and ideas come to me frequently, I will leave, like, open opportunities to do other random things, or I am able to, like, write a post fairly quickly, and so I don't necessarily have to save that kind of time. But when it comes to, like, ideas and, like, thinking about what it is that you're going to post, I absolutely encourage you to like, bulk it as much as you can. I know there are so many different apps out there as well too that will like do your, like, Instagram calendar for you, where you can actually plan when it goes out, and all that kind of stuff. And I would say anything that is going to save you time and effort, do it. Beyond. Absolutely.
And Facebook, on your business page, you can pre-schedule things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a great tool when you go to, you can post it and then pre-schedule it out, instead of using, I use Hootsuite often. Yeah, and I heard the other day on Clubhouse, I was in a room, and I get in a lot of LinkedIn rooms to learn about LinkedIn. And I love this. One of the gals who had just done very well for herself, huge following, she said, I have no strategy for social media. And I'm like, me too. I never have. I tell people that it's great to have a strategy and to have those if that's the type of person you are,
Yeah.
right? Like if it works for you to pre-schedule on Monday, like that's always been my goal. It's never happened. I never am at a loss for words, like you said.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I,
absolutely.
you know, I always have things to share, things to show people. But if you are one of those people, it really helps to have a sort of pre-schedule out there.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
let's talk about emails.
Yes, my absolute favorite. I specialize in emails, but of course, being a copywriter, you've got to be able to dabble in everything. But emails are my absolute favorite. And let me just share a little bit why. Number one, you own your emails. Like we were talking about with like Facebook and Instagram owning everything that you put on there. Your emails are yours. It doesn't matter if you pay for like an oh gosh, an email system. There's like a 3-letter combination for that word. I can't think of it. But like if you pay for an email system, you know, like MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, MailerLite, any of those like sort of systems that send out emails for you, you still own everything. So your words are yours and they are yours forever. So that's like one of the biggest reasons why I say every business, no matter what, should have an email system, because the words are always yours. Nobody can ever take that content down. And it's just an incredible strategy. But what makes emails so special is that there are so many different directions you can take with your emails. There are so many different ways that you can show up for your clients or for your customers. And it's also the perfect wheelhouse to get people down to buying your product or service. Like, so we would call those like sales funnels or email funnels. Funnels can also be referred to as like a very long sales page. You can often call that a sales funnel as well. But what emails do is their wheelhouse is to get them from your social media to your website to buy. And it's also a place where you can speak a lot longer and it's like much more appropriate. I mean, you can get Facebook posts pretty lengthy, but Instagram is limited, Twitter's limited. And so with emails, you can dive into as much depth as you want to. And as humans, we are compelled by stories and emotions. And so in emails, you can really dive into those in detail, get people connecting with you on a super, super deep level. And again, just get them so excited about your business.
That's wonderful. And Marian asked, is there a sweet spot for the length of a post to get engagement?
For social media, right, Marian?
Yes. Back to social media. Sorry, switched hats.
Yeah,
there.
no.
We're going to put hats on
Back
today
to
too.
The sweet spot is like, so literally marketing world, we live for testing. You just have to test it and see what's going to work. Whether it's like shorter posts get more engagement, longer posts, often a variety is going to be the best way to go. And you'll want to, and it will, actually, now that I'm thinking about it too, it's really going to depend on the topic that it is that you're talking about. If it's something like a product discount or something like that, that can obviously be pretty short because the project discount itself is what sells, you know, is kind of what you're promoting. And so you don't need a whole lot of words, a whole lot of posts, like why this product is discounted, how, like what you're going to, all that stuff. I'm rambling, but I would say when it comes to topics like that, it wouldn't have to be as long. What you can go into more length though are contradicting posts. Again, posts that really like gravitate towards like emotion, whether it's like curiosity, or if we're talking about like a specific pain point that your customers face all the time. So like say we're writing for like fitness trainers and their customers obviously want to lose weight, and most people want to lose weight as quickly as possible with as little work as possible. You know, that's life. That's what we want. That's what we want it to be simple, and we want it to be easy. Like that's what it needs to be. And so what your marketing would do would be to share messages that hit those pain points. And then if it's something that's like really deep and really painful, you're going to want to dive into that. You're going to want to give more information on that. And so, that was a lot of information. Apologize. Hope you got it all.
Well, I was thinking of a post that I read last night, and I have made a commitment, as my members who are on here of the Visionaires, Visions to Profits Women's Membership Community that are on here know that I've committed to not being on social media when I'm laying in my bed in the evening. And guess what? I did it last night, and I slept crappy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, how did it feel? How did it affect you?
Terrible. I had crazy dreams, and I just, it was terrible. It was terrible. And I read a story somebody posted who I don't even know who he is. And I read it. And when I was done reading it, I scrolled through his post, and I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. And I thought, I can't believe I just spent 15 minutes reading this. He wrote a story. Well, he had been in a car accident and almost died. And the way he was writing it, I just kept reading. And then I was like, who is he even? And then I was like, he's like 24 years old and he's done. And then when I was done with all that, I was like, what a waste of time. I mean, like, bless his heart, right? Like, I'm glad he's still alive, whoever he is. But what a waste of time. Like, I have so many people that I am not connecting to in life. And here I am reading about this stranger. But what it made me think about was those posts. And normally I would not scroll. But his post was so compelling. And his writing, he was in a hospital bed, and he just kept writing. And I was like, what is it? What? Like, obviously he's alive, but what? So if you can write like that and create a sense of what's happening, but like curiosity, and then who is this person? That's right.
Curiosity and emotion. They sell.
Right.
They sell as much as we don't want to. And then some people would get like the same reaction that you had, of where they're so drawn to the writing, to the story that's being told. And then they're like, wait, like I feel like I've been almost taken advantage of. But that's just good writing. And as much as it sucks, as much as I hate that so much, that is proof that writing is key. It really is the key to moving things forward.
Yeah.
Like that sweet dog.
So Catherine, she always likes to say hi. So Catherine asks, a resource for email construction in the way Sheris thinks are best.
Oh, email construction. Oh gosh. There's so many different ways, and honestly, I'm so sorry to always have to be vague because there's just so much out there. I would say it's going to depend most on what's best for your business. So what a lot of, we can call them like corporate businesses, but what a lot of B2B, business to business companies, anything that's like kind of on the bigger end, they do really well with like monthly or bi-monthly newsletters, because what they want to share, what they want their email followers to know are like what's happening in the company, what new updates are happening, like even like employee turnover, like sharing like new people who are entering the business. So
Shara, she's just to give you an idea, Catherine is launching a membership to horsewomen. So her question pertains to.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, cool. What is horsewomen?
She is going to be not teaching riding, but working with women that own horses.
Cool.
And
that's really cool.
What else, Catherine? Yeah. Can you share more, Catherine, on your membership so that Sheris can give you some ideas for your.
Yes. And this is a membership. So then also let me know if it's going to be like a monthly membership, or if it's going to be like a year commitment, or if it's just like maybe like a course type where they pay for like 10 weeks of something. Let me know what that length is about, because that would come into play too. And then for your emails, it sounds like right away there would be a couple ways that you would want to segment them, or at least understand that you have a couple different audiences. One is going to be somebody who hasn't bought from you yet, and the other is going to be somebody who has already bought the membership. And again, if this is something that you haven't launched yet, then cool, you only have one target audience and we can hit them hard. So that's really great. But often when it comes to selling in any sort of, we have it, general horse knowledge, courage, confidence, nutrition, fitness, exercise, tailoring, anatomy, biomechanics, first launch. Awesome. Wow. Sounds super in depth. Really, really cool. That's awesome. Yes, so emails for a first launch, you're going to want to start with a sales funnel. And that is going to be multiple steps, like multiple emails, probably like 5 to 8 is a good range for it. But you're going to want the first couple emails to be introducing your membership, like telling them about you, about what Horsewoman is, like what it's going to be all about and what they can expect. And then the next couple emails are going to be mostly about like proof of why your membership is awesome, and why people should get into this membership. It's not necessarily selling it yet. You want to save your first hard sell for at least halfway through your emails. So the first ones are, again, just like connecting with the reader, sharing those emotional stories that really make them connect. Now, again, when it comes to these stories, it isn't your story specifically, but it's a story that you've experienced that your client or customer would really gravitate towards. So here, talking about marketing, I'm not going to tell you a story about when I was a barista, but maybe I would if I was sharing, if we were doing a sort of course of like building your career and like or something like that, you know. But so you want the story to be relevant to your reader. That is the number one key. So again, those first emails are introducing your business, sharing those like couple emotional stories to really get them connecting with what this membership is and what they're going to get from it, and why they should have this membership, how their life is going to change from it. And then you'll introduce your first hard sell. And what could happen with this hard sell is it could be an email where maybe your first hard sell is discounted. And it's like, hey, if you get it now before this date, this is the price that you're going to get. Or if you don't want to do a discount, then maybe you could do like bonuses that could be included with that first hard sell, just to really make your first sell kind of, what's the word, bedazzly, sparkly, fancy, right, whatever, like eye-catching kind of in a way. And then again, that's just one direction. I've seen other businesses, I've worked with other businesses where our first hard sell is just in like the PS line, where it's like, PS, course is open, take a look, kind of thing, you know. So you can really go either direction. It's all about playing and it's all about testing. Oh, my mentor Ray is going to be so proud of me for saying testing all the time, because that's what it is. And then your last emails are just going to be making your membership that much more compelling. Maybe throwing in some testimonials, some social proof of, if you can get anybody to like say anything good about your membership, share it there. And then your last few emails are going to be deadlines. They're going to be where you really hone in on urgency, and sharing like whether the deadline's coming up, if they have a day left, if they have 5 minutes left, whatever kind of time frame you would want to sell that. But that's going to be the idea of your first emails, and that would be the first sort of pitch you would want to make for launching a business.
Wonderful. You have given so many tools and tips, and we've been chatting for over a half an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And
it's so long.
I know, to be respectful of your time. I appreciate all of your tools and tips, and please connect with Sheris. How can people find you?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So here we are on Facebook, and I don't actually have a Facebook business page. I know. Can you believe it?
Sheris.
So guys, just find me on my personal. I hardly post on Facebook. Again, all of my efforts right now are on Instagram, because I used to really, really hate social media, but now that my business is on it, I have to be there. So I'm doing what I can, doing what I can. So yes, please find me on Instagram at Sheris Austin. You can literally just search for me here on Facebook, my first and last name. My website is www.sherisaustin.com. That's where you can see a little bit more into the sort of things that I do. You can see some of my portfolio of the work that I've done for other people. And then there's just a little form on the last page of connecting with me via email if that's something that you're interested in. But again, like, don't worry, we are going to do those, the free 3 SWAT giveaways as well. So 3 of you are going to get to connect with me no matter what anyway. And I'm realizing maybe 3 was super generous, but I already said it, and I'm a woman of my word, so we're sticking with that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's going to be 3. It could be our lovely 3 lives right now. but we'll see. We're going to give other people like 48 hours just to get a chance.
Comment SWOT, and the 4th person will win a journal. And again, if you're watching on YouTube or from my newsletter, just send me Alaska Tracy at alaskatracy.com, subject SWOT, and you will be entered.
Awesome.
And we will randomly choose 4 of you within the next 48 hours. And we had no earthquake for the whole live, so that's wonderful. Maybe we're done with them for the day.
Hopefully.
I was picturing running to the door jam.
Yeah, honestly, I was waiting for it.
Okay. Thank you, Catherine, for loving the journal, and thank you, ladies, for joining the live.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for watching the replay, and thank you, Sheris, for your words of wisdom.
You're so very welcome.
I look forward to working with you.
Absolutely.
So, yes. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.
Yay.
Wherever you're joining in from.
Yes. Thanks so much, guys.
All right. Bye.